This is the new Ford Puma. It was launched back in 2019 and it replaced the Ford EcoSport. It also replaces, sadly, the Ford Fiesta, rest in peace, one of our favourite cars, and the Ford Ka, which has long since disappeared. So this is now officially Ford's smallest production car. Yes, the Ford Puma is the smallest production car that they produce. Sad about the Fiesta, but hey ho, life moves on, as they say. Anyway, it's got a lot of living up to do. It's got a legacy of that Ford Fiesta if it's replacing it, and they're big boots to fill, trust me, but it's doing very well because after a little mild facelift back in 2023, this car actually became the biggest selling car of the year 2023. Well, we're now 2025. This is the latest version, full makeover. This car is absolutely stunning. I've been driving it for a week. I really like it, but I need to show you what it can do, give you a walk around with it, show you the different trim levels, the different engine options, and give you a road test and let you know exactly what we think of the Ford Puma 2025. You're watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel. If you've never seen what we do before, then feast your eyes for the next minute and a half on our little trailer promo. If you're a regular visitor or a subscriber to the channel, then you know what to do, guys. Skip to the next bit. This is how a car should sound. Listen to this. I didn't really push it either. I was just having a bit of fun. Oh, really? Wheel springs? Outside. Cool. So there you have it, guys. Ferrari Roma. My birthday present. We're going to meet the crew and hopefully get the same. That's a real one. Oh, see.
I think it makes a good word.
Let's go, mate. Nice to see you. Show us your big chopper, your helicopter. So here we are, the Morgan Roadster, where we're here for the Swiss Watch Show. Guys, guess what? It's another morning here out in sunny France. Okay, let's check out under the bonnet, see what the different engine configurations are, and not forgetting the gearbox configurations. To actually get the bonnet open, you've got to reach down here in your passenger footwell. There's a single pull lever down there, nice and easy. Ford always do everything really nice and easy. Same likewise under the bonnet here, very easy to find the actual bonnet catch. If you look through there, you'll see they've actually made it bright yellow plastic, so you can't really miss it. Just pull it to the right with your thumb, lift up the bonnet, again, nice and light, easy to use. Little bits like this, putting the plastic on the bonnet stay so you don't burn your hands, because that, wow, is a little bit hot, especially when you've been driving on a hot summer's day like today. Good forward thinking from Ford there. Right, okay, come and have a look at this. We've got a single engine configuration here. 1 litre Ford EcoBoost engine, mild hybrid, 48 volt mild hybrid. So the hybrid helps you out with your economy. It will give you that little bit of extra grunt. Engine's available as 123 brake horsepower, 153 brake horsepower, and top of the range engine for the ST is 168 brake horsepower. Now I know a lot of you are going to go, hang on AJ, ST was always 200 brake horsepower. Yes it was, but it was a bigger engine. Unfortunately now you've only got the choice of the 1 litre engine, so that is 168 brake horsepower for your ST. Engine wise, you're going to get around 48 miles to the gallon on your smaller horsepower engine, the 123 brake engine. 0 to 60 on your faster engine, around about 7.4 seconds, around 9.5 seconds on the entry level engine. You've got a couple of choices, gearbox 6-speed manual or 7-speed auto. So all in good choices, but it does sort of limit you with the 1 litre engine. But there again, reasonable economy, and it's pretty powerful for a little engine. I quite like driving it. Ford Pumas come in 4 different trim levels. Entry-level car is called the Titanium and will set you back from £26,500. You've then got the ST line, which is the car we got on road tests today. You've got an ST line X, and top of the range cars, as you're probably aware, are simply called STs. Now when it comes to colours, there's a choice of 8 different paint finishes. If you like white, you're in luck because it's included in the price. However, all the other colours will cost you an extra £800. So what do you actually get with the Titanium for your £26,500? You get a decent set of 17-inch alloys. The windscreen is not only heated, but you get rain sensing wipers. Round at the front, you've got LED running lights, LED headlights and LED fog lights. And round at the back, you've got some really nice LED light clusters. At the top, there's a roof spoiler, and inside there's an LED brake light. Privacy glass is also standard all round at the back, which is great during the summer because it'll keep it that little bit cooler and it gives you the privacy with inside the car. On the back, you'll get a wash wipe as standard. Inside, the Ford Puma gets a 12-inch TFT touchscreen in the centre of the dashboard. The driver's cluster is even bigger, 12.8 inches, and it's fully digital as well. The car comes with Apple Play. It'll also come with Android mirroring, Bluetooth connectivity and a decent DAB radio. Built in is SatNav as standard. You'll also get sign recognition, cruise control, lane keeping and lane departure. And finally, in the centre, there's a wireless charging pad for your mobile. The Puma's boot, which has 456 litres, that's around 3 large suitcases, is a big square space. And although there is a slight loading lip, it's great for sliding stuff in and out. You get some helpful tie-down points, some shopping bag hooks, plus a handy 12-volt socket for pumping up bike tyres, inflatables and the occasional slow puncher. The rear seats fold 60-40, and while the floor isn't completely flat up to the front seats, you do get 1,216 litres of space when they're fully flat. The Puma's masterstroke, though, is the Mega Box. It's the name Ford used for a very useful 80-litre storage box that sits under the boot floor. Ford's Mega Box is designed for either hiding away valuables or for carrying tall items such as upright sets of golf clubs. You can get 2 of those, believe it or not. The Puma is spacious and comfortable in the back for the passengers. There's more than enough room for a couple of child seats, and fitting them is easy thanks to wide opening doors and easily visible ISOFIX points. In the centre section there's a couple of USB charge points, but no separate air vents. Get out on the road in the Ford Puma, you're going to notice just how good this car really is. I said earlier on it's got big boots to fill. Ford Fiesta. At the end of the day, I think this car is ticking almost every one of AJ's boxes. Let's have a little look at a few of the extra bits and pieces that you're going to have to pay extra for. For example, if you want heated front seats and a heated steering wheel, you're talking the winter comfort pack, which is an extra £350. So you need to remember these when you're buying one of these cars. Panoramic roof, absolutely love it, but it's an extra £1,100. And if you want keyless entry, keyless start, you want the wireless charging pad, foldy-in mirrors and things like that, you're talking the driver's convenience pack. So we're talking an extra £800 for those. So all of this starts to add up. So do you go for the entry-level Titanium, or do you jump up to the ST line like the car I've got today, which has it all included? You need to evaluate all that when you're buying one of these, when you get down to the showroom, to the Ford sales room, and you actually discuss all those bits and pieces. So do bear that in mind, and I'm sure your Ford salesperson will tell you all about that. Let's talk about the general drivability of this car. I think that's really, really important. First up, economy. It nails it, absolutely nails it. We're getting 39.7, just under the 40 to the gallon. It's exactly what Ford said this was going to do, and that's me testing it. I'm not being eco-friendly with this car. Journalist, I get out, I give it some beans, play around with the car, so it's not going to be doing the most economical way of driving when I get behind the wheel. So if you get behind the wheel, and after a few days you'll see that go even higher, especially if you're doing a few long journeys as well. But around 40 to the gallon, absolutely nailing it in my opinion. Different driver modes. Up here on this lovely big 12-inch screen in the middle, you've got normal, eco, sport and slippery, and you also got a sports gearbox on your auto box here. You just pull it down one more and you will go into the sport mode, sport gearbox mode. I'm keeping it in the normal drive mode, and I'm keeping it in normal. To be honest, it doesn't seem to make a lot of difference when I put it in eco. The only time I do feel the difference, if I click into sport, it will change all the parameters on the car. So it's got a little bit more grunt, a little bit more bang for its buck. One thing I do like about this little car, that little 1 litre engine, it really does have a little grunt about it. It's really nice. I love it. You put your foot down, it really wants to go. Pick up on the car, really good as well. There's no lag, it goes. You put your foot down, it actually goes. So that little hybrid really doing its job. It's an amazing little bit of kit that they've put under the bonnet on this car. General all-round driving, great peripheral vision, mirrors are in the right spot, lovely big mirrors as well. You haven't got electronic seats in this car, they're totally manually adjustable, so it takes a little while to find your seat preference. And again, if you're sharing the car with the other half, you know, it doesn't have memory seats and things like that. But however, you know, for a sub 30 grand car, I think, you know, you're not going to expect things like that at the end of the day. Extra bits and pieces like the tail lift again come with with the packs, the extra packs that you have to buy. So I would seriously, as I say, look at some of the other trim levels to decide what's good and what you actually need at the end of the day. But all round, very comfortable, little bit plain and simple in here. I do find that. It was mentioned by a couple of people we've had in the car. A couple of the crew have said, you know, it would have been nice to have finished off with a little cover over the front here, for example. But generally all round, quiet car, very, very quiet. And it's nailing it. I think it's a comfortable family car. The end of the day, when the family aren't in it, you can have a little bit of fun with. And you know, this auto box is absolutely perfect. Brakes a little bit sharp, a little bit fierce. Be careful on your test drive. You will notice that. As soon as you hit the brake for, you know, you can push for a little bit, but then all of a sudden, as you can see, it pushes you forward. But there you have it, guys. That's the Ford Puma road test out on the road. So there you have it, guys, the Ford Puma. What did I think of it? Well, I've got to say, you'd be mad not to get down to your Ford sales room and actually get one of these out on the road. Give it a try, take it out for a couple of hours, see what you think of it, because I can wax lyrical about this car and say how good it is, but at the end of the day, the proof's in the pudding. You've got to get behind the wheel and see what you think of it, because we're all different. That's what life's all about, isn't it? A couple of things just to mention. The warranty with the Ford Puma, it's 3 years or 60,000 miles. You get paint warranty with that, you've got anti-corrosion warranty, and you get 1 year's roadside assistance. You get the full NCAP safety rating on this car as well, which is fantastic. It's a good, safe family car. It's comfortable, it's economical, and at the same time it puts a smile on your face because it's got a little bit of grunt about it. And when you get down the road and you have a little play with it, it's not a bad little car. I've really enjoyed playing around with the Ford Puma over the last week or so. You've been watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel, as if you weren't already aware. Don't forget, like, subscribe and comment. If you've got a comment, say you own one of these, maybe an older one, or you've just bought one, and you just want to add to the conversation, stick it in the box down below, because it really helps when people are trying to decide what car they're going to buy, or even decide whether they're going to go down and give one a test drive. And that makes a huge difference. Secondly, there's a subscribe button down there. Guys, if you're not looking for a Ford Puma, we do loads of other stuff, not just car reviews. We do all sorts of stuff. So there's holidays on there. If you're thinking of going on holiday this year, we do holidays as well. Get over there now, just stick that subscribe button down there and leave the bell sign unchecked. You'll get regular updates whenever we put up a video, which is fairly often, and then you can decide for yourself if it's of interest. If it's of no interest, just ignore it and come back another time. One last thing I'm going to ask you, but I'm going to do it as a favour and in return a favour, and I'll explain what I mean in a second. Would you mind giving us a thumbs up? It's so important for me and the crew. We don't get a bonus, don't get a pay rise, but what we do get is a pat on the back from the boss and the sponsors when you thumbs up to say, job well done. And that keeps all of us, including me and the rest of the crew and the edit crew, in a job, just by you sticking a little tick on that thumb thing down the bottom there. So I'd really, really appreciate it. Now, I said I'm going to give you something in return. The Player is not just a YouTube channel. Oh no, it is a men's lifestyle company. We produce this bookazine for men. It's fantastic, men's lifestyle, not just for men. Ladies, you are totally welcome to watch it and read it and go through it as much as you want as well. Nothing to hide. It's kind of orientated towards what guys love. So there's like, well, hang on a minute, let me hold one up. That's what it looks like in real life. So I'm holding one up now. You're going to get the online version completely free of charge for no catches whatsoever, because you watch me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel. So all you've got to do, we'll get there in the end, www.theplayer.co.uk. It's coming up there now. I'm going to ask editor, leave it up for a few seconds so they can memorize it. Head over there. All you got to do is fill your name in and your email. No credit cards, no addresses, nothing. I don't want to know anything about you. Just your name and your email. It's as simple as that. And you will get 164 pages. Again, I'm going to hold it up. I'm going to flick through the pages now, show you. That's the type of thing you're going to get. There's cars, there's boats, there's jet skis, motorcycles, holidays, interviews, food, health spas, you know, it's all in that book. Comes out every 6 months and you get it for free. How's that? Can't be fairer than that, can I? For a simple thumbs up in return. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our little review on the Ford Puma. I hope I have not bored you over the last few minutes doing that little review, but I love doing what I do. I'll catch you next week with something hopefully as interesting and fun as the Ford Puma. This is AJ signing out. Catch you next week, guys.